Hello, my name is Risley Sams, founder and president of RHS Financial here in San Francisco, where we help business owners and executives think bigger about their personal finances, and we help them invest with purpose. Today we're going to talk about the 3 reasons why an engaged financial advisor can help make a real difference in your life. When someone goes out to hire a financial advisor, they expect that advisor to be engaged. That would just seem like a normal thing and a normal expectation, but all too often, however, that's not the case. It's not my intent to criticize others in our industry. In fact, I would very much like to elevate the opinion of all of us advisors working in the financial services industry. However, the CFA Institute Investor Trust Survey found that only half of investors trust investment management firms to do what is right. More troubling is the fact that the financial services industry is the least trusted by the general population. It even comes in behind used car salespeople. That's a pretty terrible opinion for a profession that requires as much trust as managing people's life savings does. It's our strong belief at RHS Financial that nearly all investment professionals do actually have their best clients' interest in mind. It's just that they aren't all engaged in their clients' lives in a meaningful way. Since they're not engaged, it's difficult for them to offer the right kind of advice that could make the difference between a client's meeting their financial goals and not meeting them at all. The role of the investment advisor is a very important one, and the advisor must be trustworthy, period. Anything less and the investor won't share the needed information for the advisor to properly do his or her job. So in this video, we will highlight why having an engaged advisory relationship is beneficial to you, and if your current advisor is not engaged, we're going to offer a few quick tips on how to get started working in a more engaged way with that advisor. Our first reason is simply that an engaged financial advisor will help you figure out what you're trying to accomplish when it comes to investing and financial planning. The hardest part is your responsibility. That's right. First off, you have to ask yourself, what are you trying to achieve? If you don't have an idea of what you want, how can your advisor really help you? Hiring an advisor when you don't know what you want is not always a good solution. It can be frustrating, generally expensive, and with usually poor results. And if you're unclear as to what you want, though, sometimes an unbiased advisor may be able to help you untangle your ball of string and get you focused on what matters the most. An engaged advisor will spend the time on the front end of the relationship and get to the core of your desires and how the financial end fits into that puzzle. This may seem silly, but most Americans aren't really used to slowing down a bit and asking themselves, hey, what am I really trying to accomplish with all of what I'm doing? When I ask new clients what financial success means to them, they will often give me a generic answer like financial freedom. And it's practically what we're programmed to say with all the TV and commercials and everything going on. It's the same as many answers people will make when they're asked what they would do if they won the lottery. They don't really know, but they know their lives would change. So then I ask the follow-up question, well, then what does financial freedom mean to you? And they often end up with this unbelievably blank look on their face. It's as if they know what to do when they get there, but they don't have a clue as how to get there. So that is not enough. You need to be more specific, especially now when you're working towards that goal and being able to envision it. So once we do that and help envision it, we say, okay, so let's get working on that financial plan and an investment strategy that's going to get you to where you want to go now, that you know exactly what you want. It sounds good? Of course it does. You have now put a purpose behind your investments, and now the advisor must get engaged in order to get you from point A to point B in record time, because we all know we don't have forever. This is where the advisor can leverage their knowledge of planning and the markets in order to help you achieve that financial freedom. So this is a nice segue into the second reason, and the second reason is an engaged advisor can help you envision what's possible and develop a plan to get you there. Again, remember, as I mentioned before, you got to envision what you really want before you start getting there. So now, remember, you're in the driver's seat here. It's your money and life after all. A financial advisor is just an expert navigator. While he or she may be able to help you envision the possible, you must also log in the flight plan. Make sure that your navigator is engaged, has a great plan to get you from point A to point B. A good financial advisor should be able to help you leverage your assets and earnings power to create a plan that's in alignment with achieving your life goals, within reason, of course. And remember, you're not this advisor's only client. Make sure to draw upon that resource. What that means is an engaged advisor can learn from others, like his other clients, and provide insight into your situation from that. They have many clients going through similar situations as you are and may be able to shed some light on your situation and see it from another angle based on what another client has been through and successfully navigated. This case study benefit is frequently overlooked when do-it-yourself investors decide to go it on their own. There's a reason why Harvard and many other business schools adopt case studies as a method of learning. It simply works. So moving on to reason number 3. An engaged advisor can help you avoid making mistakes along the way. Good advisors, quite simply, know the rules. They can protect you from making mistakes that can make the difference between retiring and retiring well. The finance world may be filled with jargon, which is bad enough, but tax rules and selling company stock at the wrong time can be a killer for many people. More importantly, if you have a financial advisor who is engaged and knows what your goals are and aspirations, they can often help you avoid making life-changing mistakes and offer perspective on opportunities that can be good or bad for you. There are numerous case studies out there that tell of stories of people just like you who hear about an outside investment that at times makes sense to the client, but in the longer run it puts their family's financial plans at risk. After the advisor confers with the client, objectively outlines the risks and rewards of such an investment, the client may have a different view. If the investment or undertaking fits with the client's goals and makes sense, then it might need to even be vetted and reviewed in order to make sure that everything is in alignment. Remember, even the smartest financial minds out there put an objective advisor between them and their investments. So moving on to what is the difference that hiring an engaged financial advisor can make? Well, the choice is yours as much as it is his or hers. That's because they need your involvement in order to produce results for you. They can help minimize emotional ties to stock and selling stock when you feel compelled not to. They can help you look objectively at outside investments, and they can help you paint a picture of what outcomes of a successful financial plan can be. Most importantly, they can help you navigate an industry that is riddled with jargon, complexity, and hard to understand products. Nothing is more frustrating to an advisor like myself than when we take on a new client and that client basically hands over the reins and says, "You take care of it. I trust you." While we appreciate the trust, but doing everything for you isn't what you hired us for. So here's a few of the tips that I promised to help you get your advisor engaged if you currently feel like there's little engagement with your advisor. Hopefully you can get him or her re-engaged from some of these tips. The first tip is it's okay to ask questions. Never assume. Somehow many investors think the financial markets are some kind of black box. Sure, they are complex, but so is every other industry once you get into it. Point is, asking questions is okay. The financial service industry is riddled with jargon that can be very confusing and misleading. But what it isn't is exclusive. If you don't understand something, don't hesitate to ask about it. Ask about risk, ask about expected return, and more importantly, does this type of investment fit my investment and life goals? Second tip that I want to talk to you about is asking for a financial plan. If your advisor is unwilling to give you a plan or an outline, then you may have a problem. The plan process itself will likely start with the advisor asking you a series of questions about your goals and gathering data about all of your investments, insurance, coverage, etc., and that plan should provide a roadmap that outlines a path to your family's financial success. That plan should help you attach a purpose to your investment plan and goals to strive for. finally, the final tip to get your advisor engaged is not about your advisor, but it's about with you. And that is, make sure you share your goals and plans with your family. Now that you've attached purpose to your investment plans, make sure you share them with your family and even some of your trusted friends. Sharing your goals and plans with family makes you accountable. Between your desires to reach the goals, you have outlines and accountability that you have placed upon yourself to achieve them. Now that you have a solid foundation for investing with purpose, now you can move forward. And that's the most important thing, is moving forward. Now, if you don't have an advisor, or if you can't seem to get yours engaged, the simplest way to solve this problem is to arrange a free one-on-one strategy call with me, Risley Sams. I will personally get on the phone with you to discuss your situation and help you design a mini plan for moving forward. This is very important. But while I cannot guarantee the investment results, I can guarantee that this call will help you start thinking bigger about your personal finances and move you to stop just investing and start investing with purpose. Again, making a move forward is the most important thing at this point. We hope this video has helped you think about how you're working with your advisor. If you've gotten this far, it is likely what we've outlined here is of interest to you. We have a solid reputation as a firm that not only helps us get people results, but we do it ethically and with transparency. We look forward to speaking to you on your strategy call soon. Call us at 415-495-2900 or email me at risley@rhsfinancial.com.